In this video, we want to learn how to create and share an activity in Empower. I'm going to start by logging in, first of all, using my Google credentials. So, what we'll do is mouse over the little plus icon on the far left and select Create an Activity. Now today you're going to learn how to create your own activity and include it in the database for your future use or for others to use with their students. You'll notice here that in creating an activity we have three different tabs. We have Goals, Resources, and Action Plan. So you basically have three steps in creating an activity. This particular video will go over doing just the beginning part, the goals piece. We'll also be adding a title as well as a little preview image to our activity so that we can identify it visually. So for starters, we're going to tell Empower which standard or learning target you're going to teach in the activity that you have in mind. So click the Add Target button that's orange and right here. We're going to select a content area. I'm going to select Common Core Math. And here we see the target browser again. If I wanted to, if I were a regular classroom teacher, I would be able to view needs for specific classrooms or classes or sections that I teach. This is a great feature because then I can make sure that I'm creating an activity that a lot of students in my class need, as opposed to spending a lot of time creating an activity for something that everybody already knows how to do. So that's a good way to go, is to view the specific needs of your particular students. In this case, I already have an idea of what lesson I want to do, so I know that it's an 8th grade standard that I'm working with. So I'm going to select so that I'm just looking at 8th grade Common Core Math standards. It is geometry, and I got to find the right one. And what's nice is this gives me an opportunity to show you how this works. If I hover over the little standard boxes, it will display the actual standard. And I am looking for just the correct one here. Here we go. So I want to apply the Pythagorean theorem to determine unknown side lengths in right triangles in real world and mathematical problems in 2 and 3 dimensions. All right, if that is the correct one, I will be able to click this box, and that brings up the Learning Target file cabinet. And here we'll be able to see the actual standard description. We see what grade level and category it is. Eventually we will have a scoring guide here, and it will tell you what does it look like to be a 3, what does it look like to be a 2 and a 1, and so forth. Once that all is located or entered into our Empower system, you'll have those resources available to you. Along with resources, as people start to create more and more activities, you'll see what is available out there to work with the particular standard, as well as what are some of the activities that are currently being used for this particular standard. So I'm going to close this out. I know that this is the right one. All right, and I'm going to select it. I can select it by clicking the little check mark. Now, here's the thing. Your particular activity might be providing instruction or practice for more than one standard. And if that's true, you do have the ability to select more than one by checking as many off as you want. Just when you have them all complete, you're going to click the little green Save and Close button in the upper right-hand corner. All right, so you'll notice now that below here I have my actual target. If I want to see that target again or with that standard again, I can click on the title of it, and it's going to bring up that Learning Target file cabinet once again. Just to the right of the target, you'll see this column called MAS. MAS stands for Maximum Achievable Score. In other words, by completing this activity, at what level will the students be possibly the most proficient at? In other words, does your activity allow them to be completely proficient and score a 3? This is where looking at that scoring guide will be important. You're going to take a look at the scoring guide and try to determine ahead of time, based on what you plan on doing within your activity, if they are at the rigor for actually being proficient in that standard, or are you not quite there yet? Are they just kind of partially meeting the standard? So if this is a introductory piece or an introductory activity, they've never done this before, they might not quite be at that level 3. So you might want to say that the most they can get is a 2. I'm going to select a 3 though in this case. I'm going to say that yes, they do have the ability to show that they have mastered the standard. All right, so the next piece becomes to put in a description. If you click in the description area in that box, you will see that you have all of the tools that you normally would have within a word processor. For example, you can change the font and the style, and you can have bullets and numbered lists and indents in. You can also, if you know any HTML code, you can type that code in as well. You also have the ability, and this is really kind of neat, you have the ability to insert an image, you can attach a file, you can create a table, you can add links out to other websites as well, but you also have the ability to insert a video. So if you have the embed code from any sort of YouTube or TeacherTube type video, you can insert that in there, and your video will display in that opening description that the students will see. All right, so this is the description part. So you can also use this description part because sometimes the targets and standards, they're so broad and include so much that maybe your activity is just tackling just a little portion of it. And this area, this description area, would be a good place for you to put in what is just that daily target, the target for just this one little piece. Yeah, granted, the big standard, overarching standard you're working on is this big thing, but just by doing this particular activity, you might just be working on just a part of it. And so the description area would be a great place to talk about, okay, exactly what are you going to get as a student out of completing this activity? All right, so in here, I'm going to put in the target, and I just click on the outside, and there it is. All right, so the next part becomes just giving a title. All right, so I'm going to put using the Pythagorean theorem. And now I'm going to put in an image in here, a little preview image. This will help you and your students be able to visually associate this image with your particular activity. So I clicked that area, and now I'm going to browse my computer to find the image that I want to put in there. And I have on my desktop, I have a folder. I'm going to choose desktop, and it's called Pythagorean, and I have an image there. I'm going to click open, and so here's the image that I want. And you always have this opportunity to crop your image, so I'm going to crop this and then click finished. And now you'll see the little preview image is shown up here in the circle. All right, so that's been the first part of creating our activity. Our next video will involve adding some resources to this.